Salut, mine comrades. Welcome back to Let's Play Banished. I'm going to reiterate again for anyone watching this playlist separately. I'm sorry about the quality in the previous videos, and I think I have the problem figured out. It was Suonatore we were playing on, so we're going to hop right in. In the last episode, I think someone died. So we're going to try to avoid that fate with our other followers. Villagers, as it were. As soon as the game loads, I'll cut this out, don't worry. And we're back in. Game does indeed seem to be paused. So as I said in the last episode, someone died of starvation, and we still have people dying. And I did look back, it was indeed the poor little child living in this person's house. It was the youngest child too, which is annoying from like a gameplay perspective, because no, it was the oldest child, and that's why it's annoying, because she would have graduated, as it were, sooner. She would have grown up sooner, started working sooner, and we would have saved 3 years, but now we have to wait another 3 for Ari here to grow up, so I'm assuming this couple here is just grief-stricken with the death of their firstborn son. Daughter. I'm tired, sorry. I wanted to get food production online, but for the most part, I think it was just waiting on our population to grow, so that we could inoculate more people to the food production jobs. I do think I have a fisherman queued up to be made there, and we've taken labor from other buildings that could use it. Oh yeah. To readjust these because I changed my... I don't know if I've talked about this. I got a new monitor and a new graphics card. So yeah, that's lovely, and I've been playing at a different resolution, but on this new monitor, you really can't tell, which is nice for me. I tried testing some DEF CON footage, and I didn't like the kind of cropping I got from that. Still very much love how these two buildings sync up so perfectly. There's a bit of... no, not really. So yeah, I think that's gonna be all. And I'll come back when we finish something, another person grows up, or something interesting happens. Okay, so we just had another person die of starvation. I thought that was going to stop being a problem after the winter, but clearly I was wrong. So we're really going to have to figure this food situation out, because I could easily lose my entire population here. Let's see. That's just general food that's been stored. We have mushrooms and we have some herbs. It doesn't make any sense. I don't know how to fix this other than to keep doing what I'm doing. I think we lost the builder. So, he collects herbs and cures Zoom. Okay. All out on food. As much as we can get. That's a mod. So we want some gatherers. We're at the max fishermen for now. We have max hunters. See, this is what I'm not getting. Like, my earlier game, this was plenty. This was more than enough to sustain a minor population such as we're having. It's not a transportation issue. It's just they're not producing food fast enough, and I don't understand why. But yeah. We'll get the fishery built, and hopefully that'll be enough. Like, a lot of times with famine, it's just an issue of you've messed up something with the food production. Like, you haven't put down a market when there really should be a market in your city center. You have all your production in one area and all your people living in another, so they're holy shit. Okay, we have problems. We have mad problems. So much for sort of kickstarting our thing. Like, the whole reason I put it on medium was so that we wouldn't have to wait too long for us to like build up a population. But if we do survive this, it's gonna be quite a recovery. I might just end this first village. I'm still kind of trying to learn the game. There's nothing I can do about this now except pray. Well, wait, and inoculate more people to food, because we just lost a fisherman, right? We lost the builder, and then we lost the fisherman, and we lost another child. Elliot, oh please, don't. No, it was Ari who was down here. Where's Nelly at? Okay, I think I noticed the problem. In my last game, people were growing up and like being born relatively like they were synced up pretty well. But in this one, easily a third of our population is actually children and are not actually benefiting us as far as food production goes. So that could be part of the problem. Yeah, and we just had another child. So I think that's really it. We just have to wait for these kids to grow up and start pulling their own weight. Again, nothing to be done about it now until this place is built. And then I'm gonna have to try some serious trickery with labor, because we only have 14 people left. And I think we have enough food production to support like 12. Or at least will once we finish up the fishing dock. And it's just going to be all out on food. Because at this rate, we won't get through the next winter. Perfectly fine on firewood. In fact, firewood was my primary concern. Because I'm usually late on building up the firewood, but this time the food got me. But I think we can recover with this. They're eating about as fast as they're producing. And like they just picked up a bunch of cow meat. And a lot of the people's inventories are still filling up. So I think that was just a temporary lapse of hunger. And it is sad that we lost those people, especially before completing the cemetery. They will not be forgotten, but they will just not be memorialized. I imagine before, like, there's a certain amount of advancement, as it were, technologically, culturally in this game. As you build new buildings, become able to commit to projects such as like a town hall or a cemetery. So I imagine in the beginning they're kind of tribal, and they sort of just build a raft, light it on fire, and let the people settle down and rejoin the Mother Earth along the river. These are the things I think about. And I probably should have built this closer to the bend so it would get more of this. That probably would have been much more efficient than having it try and be as close to this one as possible without overlap. I don't know. Past life decisions that I regret making. Okay, we're about to finish up our fishing dock over here. I'm gonna pause the game after that and then try to figure out exactly how I want to oculate my people. But while I'm figuring that out, I'll stop recording. Okay, so we have more children being born, which is lovely. Oh, hey, adult laborer. Still gonna put you on food. So yeah, I have everyone just all out on food, because as I said earlier, I now have 16 labor points of open production. Okay, now they're growing up. Wait, no they're not. I saw it twitch. I'm sorry. But yeah, I have more slots than I have people to fill. So I've had to take off the woodcutter, which I don't think we need. We're doing alright on firewood. No one's complaining. And I took off the forester, which I would have not liked to do. Because, as I said, the forester is responsible for planting trees, and I want this area to fill up with trees as fast as possible. And not having a forester. And then there's the question of logs, which we are starting to run out of. But we're not producing firewood, we're not building anything until I get this situation figured out. So I don't think we have to worry about that. We're getting into late summer, it's gonna start snowing soon. But yeah. And if I just left like the 12 people worth of it, if I didn't oculate at least 5 fishermen, then this fishing dock would have just gone to waste and there would have been no point to building it. We have some herbs, but yeah, they just delivered more meat and such. But food production is still a definite concern because they're still continuing to take the food away about just as fast as they put it in. So we're just sort of gonna sit back and ride the wave. As more people come in, I'll first put them into the fishing jobs, and then I'll return them to this other sort of miscellaneous tasks. And then once we did that, I think I'm gonna set an area aside for farming. Because clearly we need to kickstart an agrarian economy in order to support our growing population. Fishing and herbs and crap are clearly not cutting it. See you in a bit. Alrighty. So, we have the first snows of the late autumn are upon us. I think we have enough firewood, but I'm gonna be safe. The fisherman won't go to waste if I put one person on the woodcutting job. So he'll start producing as we run out, which, shit. We also need a tree man. Should probably designate some trees to be cut down too. Nah. They'll produce as they do. Okay, another laborer. I guess I'll put you on fishing. We're continuing to consume food as fast as we're making it. I guarantee you this wild cow meat won't be here very long. No. I only took 32. We might be catching up. Relatively. Let us observe. I think we're gonna do alright. We got a guy making wood. We got plenty of people making food. Sorry, keep pausing it. Another fisher person. It's gonna keep bugging me about the food. So, whenever it finally stops bugging me about the food, I'll check again and we'll see if our food's doing okay. I miss the days of having just 5,000 food sitting in storage. I miss the days of having too much food stored. I miss the days where my population didn't starve to death. Winter has passed, much less deadly and dangerous than the last one. I apologize if you can hear my neighbors that are yelling at each other for some reason. As they do on occasion, it seems to be the trend with neighbors that live above your head. So, I think we're doing okay on, food. It hasn't bugged me in the reserve for a while. And we made it through the winter perfectly fine. Didn't have any problems with heating. I think we still have... Whoa, you have a lot of food. You have a lot of food variety. What about these guys? Is everyone like that? Yeah, the result of... And this is a good thing, like, you need variety in your diet. And this would be a result of just, you know, people. taking stuff as soon as it gets produced. Hello? I think we can finally once again have a full-time woodcutter. Because we're full up on fishermen, gatherers, we're full up on everyone. So yeah, I don't know. Because the game's still... Sorry about that. The capital's lost. Which is sad. But oh well. They were kind of like... I don't want to get into a whole sports thing, but they were kind of playing kind of dumb against the Rangers. And the Rangers are a bunch of cheating bastards, so you kind of can't afford to do that. Fucking hell. Alright, I'm gonna take a break on the recording, in case you can hear that. We're actually going in on the 16-minute mark according to my time. So yeah, slowly, and I do think slowly, we're going to rebuild our population. I was toying with the idea of building the town hall, see if we can get a few immigrants, but that low reserve of food popped up. And that reaffirmed to me that we are not ready. Like, I would use that population to jumpstart, like, a farming economy, but nah, it's just not the time, much too soon for that. So, I don't know, is there other food production buildings? Like, there's orchards. But we have the basic ones. Maybe a pasture? Yeah, that might be a good idea. Maybe build up a trader's market. I just don't know. I'm gonna figure things out in between the episodes, but as I said, we're getting on in time. So thank you all for joining me. Sayonara.